Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. My goodness, what a great lineup we have today. We're going to be talking the theatre again today, a wonderful musical with some fabulous volunteers. You know, Orpheus Musical Theatre, just absolutely amazing. We're going to be talking some car insurance, something very unique that CAA does. Also talk about the Rideau Carleton Raceway. They have a big announcement coming up. We'll give you a little tease on that, that and much more. But we're going to start off talking about a fantastic initiative that came up during the pandemic. We actually did a segment on Operation Support Local with this next guest, Darlene Collin, owner of My Local Markets. Darlene, welcome. Hi,
thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure. Let's talk about this idea, because a lot of people, you know, during the pandemic, when people think of opening a business, certainly not probably the best time to look at something like this, but this really came from a really special place, Darlene. Tell me about the inspiration behind.
Right, I don't think I was thinking of opening a business when I started this. It really was thought to be a temporary project to help the businesses that had been closed during the pandemic. So as people were racing to figure out how to get their items online, I wanted to help, and I had some experience in that set, so I started contacting small businesses and offering to put them kind of together on one site.
I see,
So that we could sell their products in an easy way, get them online quickly, and kind of make it an easy spot for everybody to find local items. So we started in April of 2020. Me and my children, they didn't go to school, they helped me build the website.
That's amazing.
And we would drive around and collect products from all these local businesses around Ottawa that had been closed down, and then deliver them, sort them, and deliver them to individual homes.
Well, and a lot of people had to, you know, move towards online and not necessarily prepared to do so, right? Not every business has a robust online presence, and you were able to use the skills that you've learned over the years to build this and bring everyone together. What was the reaction when you started reaching out to people?
It was kind of funny. I actually, Simply Baked Catering, who I have some treats here today, we kind of giggle about it even now. She didn't quite understand what I was saying I was doing. And then I submitted this great big order to her, and I showed up and she said, so what's happening exactly? As she handed me this box of baked goods. But them in particular were one that were very grateful because their bakery was closed down.
Right.
And they continue to be one of the top kind of sellers that we have on the market page.
Amazing.
So others were also pretty, you know, concerned. The small business community is very tight-knit.
Yeah.
So as word started to spread, it became kind of like wildfire, and I wasn't able to even keep up with the request to list people's products because it was just too many. So then we started adding team members and doing these different things, and before we knew it, we had over 200 vendors. And
so you started with approximately how many? And
it was like 13.
Wow, and now you're over 200 vendors.
Correct.
One of the things you've done as well is these Christmas markets, and this is one of the reasons you're here today. Tell us about the Christmas market. What do you have planned?
So this will be our third outdoor Christmas market. The first kind of came about because we were in lockdown. You could only gather outside.
Right.
So I said, let's try to do this outside. And some vendors went, ooh, that's cold. But it was such a great success.
Yeah.
And it was kind of magical. I still remember the first market. Everybody was happy. There was like Christmas music. And it was the first time that people were able to kind of gather outdoors together. So it wasn't just the market, it was Santa. Remember, Santa was standing behind a line 6 feet apart, and kids could stand in front and get their picture with Santa. He would kind of photobomb them.
Wow.
A very different world.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It feels like 100 years ago.
It does.
Really, truly. Really, truly.
Thank goodness. Because we get to see, we're just seeing some of the wonderful pictures from one of the former Christmas markets. Let's talk about the display that you brought along here. I mean, you mentioned the baked goods, but let's start on the left-hand side here. Tell me about these unique balloons you've got here.
This is a vendor called Fun to You by Kara. She is a face painter, and she does airbrushing, and then she does balloon twisting also. So she'll be at the market this weekend with these balloons and candy cups and doing some face painting.
I love it, and I recognize these characters too. This is fantastic. A perfect time for the holiday season. And next you have, I imagine, homemade soaps, which had, you know, really, as a business in general, has really taken off. I mean, because I think people are starting to care more about what they're putting on themselves and realizing, you know, what we put on our skin, you know, goes in through our pores, right?
Absolutely.
And this is why we're seeing so many. Tell me about this business.
This is Fox and Firm Farm, and they make goat's milk soap bars. So she attends most of our markets. They're based out of Mountain, Ontario, and her work is just stunning. Like, it's just gorgeous.
I know, they're little pieces of art. I mean, you almost hate using them.
I know.
Because they're so beautiful. You touched on the baked goods, but tell us what you brought along here with you today.
So, scones and some butter tarts and some cookies from Simply Baked. Cheryl and her team were very excited to produce these. I picked them up this morning from the bakery for you.
Very nice. For the team here.
For you and the team.
Oh, my goodness. We love you even more, Darlene. Come back next week. Let's talk about some other products here. What have I I got here?
So some vendors who are not going to be at the market are available within our My Local Markets warehouse. So here's a few selection of those. Visho's honey is one of my favorites. They actually have hives on campus.
Really?
Which is kind of cool because this is where we're located. This is our base of operations. So we have, of course, them.
We want to talk about these guys as well. I told you I'm a barbecue fanatic, and sauces are my thing. My wife won't even let me buy new sauces until I get down to the last 3 because I have so many. But tell me about this business.
So Ben's BS is also out of Mountain, Ontario, and we added Ben to the site, and he didn't let us know that he was going on the news. And all of a sudden, this is very early on in the pandemic, our website was blowing up at 11:30 at night to the point where our team thought maybe we had been hacked or something.
Really?
People were ordering barbecue sauce from the West Coast, from the East Coast, from the States. We thought, what on earth is happening? I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then after a quick Google search, I was like, oh, Ben was on the news today, and he mentioned
just talking about his business?
Just talking about this is his pandemic startup, something that he started with his mom, and it just. I've never shipped so many jars of barbecue sauce. I never even expected that I would be doing that.
Let me just put these over here. No, I'm kidding. I'm not taking them. It's a joke. Hummingbird, great success story.
Hummingbird chocolate. They've won so many awards. They have vegan and gluten-free chocolate options also. And we generally can't keep this stuff in stock.
Yeah,
so we just got. We have a whole display set up for the Christmas market this weekend.
Very nice. All right. And lastly, more
hummingbird.
Oh, that's more hummingbird.
Christmas
okay.
bark. Yeah.
Well, we'll put that over there. Another thing that's happening is the wonderful art show, and I guess this is happening at the same time as the Christmas market?
Correct. So the North Grenville Arts Guild has not been able to hold a full art show since the beginning of the pandemic. So this is their welcome back event, and they'll be running at the same time as the market. So you can come to an art show, you can attend a market, and then you can also go to brunch at Catered Affairs.
Yeah, let's talk about it, because all of this is happening at the campus, right? All at the same time, which is a great opportunity, to spend a half a day, full day, right?
Absolutely. I mean, the Kemptville campus is kind of one of those gems that nobody knows about. It's over 600 acres.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that big. It's 600 acres.
Yes,
oh my
it
goodness.
used to be the agricultural college.
Yeah.
So there's all these lovely old buildings, and then there's almost 8 different walking trails where you can walk and see where some of the honey is done. You can see the maple that's being produced on campus.
Right.
So we're working on it. I didn't have confirmation before I came on today, but there should be a wagon to take you from the 3 events on campus. And if we're lucky, the Historical Society will be telling you some stories about campus while you're there.
Tell everybody when the markets are happening.
This Saturday and Sunday, November 12th and 13th. I don't know which camera.
You can just talk to me. Ignore the camera. No, these are good people.
To 4
I'm just
p.m.
kidding. All right, there you have it. Christmas on campus, November 12th and 13th. And Kemptville's a wonderful community as well. I can't say enough about just going outside of the Ottawa area and visiting. Not only as I said, spend the day. You can go to the main strip down there in Kemptville. They have lovely little shops available there as well. And of course, you still have your online presence, right?
Absolutely. So it's just MyLocalMarkets.ca. We do weekly deliveries.
There you go. It's that simple. MyLocalMarkets.ca. Hey, lots more coming up. I think I'm mixing cocktails coming up after the break, and we'll tell you why it's so important, because this is a great fundraiser. We'll be right back after this.